Good morning, wet shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in your earbuds, adjust your speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. In case you didn't know, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next Monday morning mailbag airs, or a piece of late breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit-chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning and welcome to the July 3rd, 2023 episode of Second Cup. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. We've got a long weekend here in the United States of America, as tomorrow is the 4th of July, a national holiday, Independence Day, and a lot of businesses decided to give their employees today off, Monday off, so they would have a long 4-day weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And if you have the day off and you're spending a little bit of time with me this morning, thanks very much. I really do appreciate it. And of course, it's a time to get together with family for picnics and fireworks and all the festivities that the 4th of July brings. So again, if you got a little bit of free time, you're listening to the Second Cup podcast this morning, thanks very much. I really do appreciate it. And again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. I've got Dunkin' Donuts, reliable standby. We use it this morning on the Monday morning mailbag. And this time around, I have my Kellogg's Cereal City USA coffee mug that came from the museum, the Cereal City Museum in Battle Creek, Michigan, a number of years ago. I don't think it's operating anymore, but that was kind of a neat destination to visit. And again, because of the 4th of July weekend, a lot of travel taking place and people going to beaches and parks and other families and relatives' homes and that sort of thing. So wishing you a very safe and happy 4th of July weekend. Now, let me give you a little inside baseball of what happened this morning on the Monday morning mailbag. If you saw my review, or not my review, Jimmy V's review of Tea Party 508 from Phoenix Shaving, their shave soap and aftershave splash. We talked about that in the new wet shaving gear segment, and you saw me intro it, and then all of a sudden I dropped in and I was wearing a different shirt and talking about the shave soap and the aftershave and sharing Jimmy V's review of Tea Party 508. Here's what happened. He had emailed me earlier, prior to actually doing the show, that he had ordered Tea Party 508. And Mark, here's a heads up on it. It's available from Phoenix Shaving. Here's the link. And I thought, oh, that's great. I'll use that in new wet shave gear to let folks know that Tea Party 508 is available. I'll get a screenshot of the product page and I'll put that on screen during the broadcast, and I'll talk a little bit about it. And that's great. And thanks to Jimmy V for the heads up on it. Well, just prior to doing the show, Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving very kindly sent the bundle, the shave soap and the aftershave splash. And I thought, well, this is great. Now I can talk about the shave soap and the aftershave and actually hold it on camera. And as you know, when I do the show, I'm doing it in segments. And I record each segment and I review each segment, make sure everything's okay, the lighting's okay, the sound is okay, make sure that my message is clear, that sort of thing. And then I edit all those little pieces together. Well, I had this segment done for the Tea Party 508 that's great. I talked about Jimmy V giving me a heads up on this, and I've got the actual shave soap and splash to show on camera. This is great. And the day after I had shot the show and all those segments, Jimmy V very kindly sent me a review of Tea Party 508, and he sent this great photo along with it, a series of photos in one photo, edited together in one kind of a photo montage that I was able to use. And it was so great. It was such a great review. How can I not include it? So that's why I did that drop-in, where I thought, well, okay, I'll just drop in real quick and I'll scrap what I had already shot and just use that as an intro and then drop in with everything updated up to speed and use Jimmy V's review because it added so much more to talking about Tea Party 508. Now, I do have a Tea Party 508 and Aftershave Splash, and Jimmy V's review is spot on. I have used it. I've shot a review of it, and I hope to have that tomorrow on the 4th of July. That's when I'm going to try to get that aired. So I'm going to be scrambling to edit that together because it really is a terrific, terrific scent. And if you like tea, you're going to love this shave soap scent. Absolutely. And of course, it's CK6, which gives you some really, really outstanding performance. But that's a little inside baseball about how I put the show together. And sometimes this great information comes in right before I start the editing process or during the editing process. And I really feel it necessary to shoot another segment and drop it in because it adds so much to the discussion of the topic at hand. And in this case, Jimmy V's review added so much to the discussion of Tea Party 508, kind of an early review before I got my review aired. And I really, really do appreciate him taking the time to write that review up, taking the photographs, and sending that to me. So it really added a lot. So I hope you understand that sometimes I have to film new sequences and I might have different clothing on and that sort of thing, that it's not all done in one sitting as I prefer to do it. But sometimes this information comes in just under the wire and it's such great information, I want to add it to the show because it adds so much. As did Beth Jones' heads up on Sterling's Bellaroma shave soap for women, and also the Dreamscape Scuttle Seconds sale. That email alert came just as I was editing everything together or starting to edit everything together. So, yeah, as long as it kind of gets under the wire after I'm right before or right as I'm starting to edit, I can kind of squeeze it in. So thanks for your understanding on that. And this is the reason why we started Second Cup, because sometimes after I get everything edited and uploaded, I continue to get some great information from viewers. So that's why we created Second Cup, because we can drop that information into a podcast a little more quickly and get that uploaded and off to the streaming services so people can at least get that information, in a timely fashion. So, yeah, it's been so much fun putting these shows together, and I really enjoy the technical aspect of the editing and the sound and the video and adding effects and that sort of thing. It's been a real treat and a real pleasure. And again, I want to thank all the viewers and listeners out there for tuning in, because you make it possible for me to do this. You allow me to do this, and I thank you very much for it. So that's kind of the intro. We'll get the show underway here in just a little bit. Hey, let's pay some bills and we'll get to some of our topics. Well, here's something I've talked about in the past. Phoenix Shaving Atmotic Shave Soap and Splash. And I got this email alert from them that they now have Atmotic in a solid cologne. And here's what they wrote. You asked for it, and boom, Atmotic Solid Cologne. Let us never be accused of not listening to the people. Atmotic Solid Cologne contains prickly pear oil, distinct, superb, profound. Imagine a floating barbershop set up on the deck of an ancient airship and you will immediately understand this very unique scent blend. Yeah, I love that artwork. Absolutely beautiful. I love that airship. That really, really drew me to this particular shaving soap and aftershave splash. Love, love, love that artwork. And because of that artwork, Atmotic had been on my wish list for quite some time. And viewer Bill Murphy very, very kindly sent it to the channel. Not only did he send the shave soap and aftershave splash, but he also sent the Star Jelly. And I absolutely love this scent. So I'm very happy to have all three because it just finishes up the shave so wonderfully and completely. It is a barbershop-like scent, but it is very unique and distinct in its own way. Here's the scent profile. Atmotic quite cleverly evokes the spirit of travel, aged oak, dogwood, patchouli, and ginger. Rich, bold, well-traveled, and cultured. I think that captures it exactly. It is bold. It is rich. It does have that gentlemanly quality. It does evoke that feeling, that vibe that you can travel with this and be at home in any situation wherever you travel. And as you know, we're talking about travel, the 4th of July, that sort of thing. This would be perfect for the 4th of July celebrations or for the weekend getaway or an evening out, a black tie event. It just seems to adapt to any number of situations, even going to work day to day. It just has that traveled and cultured vibe to it. Absolutely the perfect words to describe it. And that airship captures its essence. You're going to be globetrotting. You're going to be traveling around the world. And this is the perfect shave soap, the perfect scent to have with you. So yeah, I like it a lot. So my thanks again to Bill Murphy for very, very kindly sending Atmotic to the channel. It had been on my wish list a long time. I'm very glad I have it. We'll have a link below. Check it out. Try it out. Now, I've never used a solid cologne before, but if I do get one, Atmotic is probably going to be the first one that I'll use to see how it works. And I think solid colognes are something I've been very, very intrigued about. So if you know anything more about using solid colognes, application, that sort of thing, send me an email, comment, let me know, because I'd be very, very interested in talking about those further with listeners and viewers out there, because I'm not really that familiar with solid colognes and how to go about using them. But Atmotic is definitely the first scent I will use as with a solid cologne now that it's available. Absolutely. So check it out. Phoenix Shaving Atmotic Solid Cologne. We'll have a link to the entire collection so you can check out the shaving soap, the aftershave, the Star Jelly, and the Solid Cologne. Atmotic from Phoenix Shaving. Well, here's another new release. Well, at least new to me. I got an email alert on it from Phoenix Shaving. Space of July. Yeah, that's what it's called. And as they write here, rather than fireworks this year, we thought we'd highlight another nostalgic element off the smell track of summer life in the USA. Here's the scent profile. Hickory wood, barbecue spices or BBQ spices, smoke, char, and cedar. And as they write here, talk about lip smacking good for your nose. Here's what it says on the product page. Thinking back to my childhood, I remember almost everything being cooked on the grill during the summer, as well as the other estival ephemera. Now, estival, E-S-T-I-V-A-L. He notes here that, yes, that is a real word. It's not a typo. I looked it up. It's an adjective, and it means of or relating to the summer. How about that? I love reading the Phoenix Shaving product pages because I learned so much. There is some great stories up there. There's some great wet shaving history, and I get to build my vocabulary a little bit as well. So, hey, Douglas, thanks very much for that. That's a new word that I've learned from reading the Phoenix Shaving website product pages. Thank you very much. Anyhow, let me continue here. As well as the other estival ephemera, Freezer Pops, Capri Sun, Tab, Pepsi, Nerds, volleyball, horseshoes, chlorine, friends and barbecue. Even when it wasn't the 4th, there was still a smokiness to summer, and that's exactly what we are trying to do here with Space of July. While the name may seem to suggest an homage to Independence Day, it's also letting folks know they should be wearing this juice through the entire month of July, maybe even into September. Approach this as you would grilling in the backyard. Some of you, I suspect, grill year-round, and God bless you. How about that? Yeah, absolutely fantastic description of Space of July. Again, there you go. The scent profile has that smokiness to it, and something that will be very, very fitting for the month of July and also for the 4th of July. And as I mentioned on this morning's Monday morning mailbag, it took about a good 2 weeks, from what I recall, to get the word out to all the colonies that independence had been declared. You've got 2 weeks still to celebrate the 4th of July and to get Space of July or Tea Party 508 or any of these other great 4th of July scent concoctions out there from Phoenix Shaving. And you could do it within that 2-week window and still be historically on the mark for Independence Day. Just saying. So there it is, another great, great offering from Phoenix Shaving that we received an email after the Monday morning mailbag was already in the books. Space of July from Phoenix Shaving. We'll have a link below. Check it out. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Now, on this morning's Monday morning mailbag, viewer Rodney Ripplinger gave us a heads up on Heaven Scent Soaps, and they're located at heavenscentsoaps.com. Now, the word scent is spelled S-C-E-N-T. So that's heaven, H-E-A-V-E-N, scent, S-C-E-N-T, soaps, S-O-A-P-S.com, heavenscentsoaps.com. The artisan's name is Tony, and he makes natural soaps. Now, Rodney pointed out to us that, let me get it right here, he doesn't list any soaps as specifically shaving soaps, but he sells some board brushes to go with the soaps if you want to order for shaving purposes. Since he's carrying only one brush, I think that's a way to let people know that the soaps will produce a lather for shaving without specifically branding them as shaving soaps. So they're soaps, they're not really branded and marketed for shaving, but he does sell, this gentleman named Tony, this artisan named Tony, does sell a boar shaving brush to suggest that, yes, some of his soaps might be very, very suitable for creating a lather and for shaving. Now, Rodney followed up, and he wrote here, I emailed him, meaning Tony, and he said all of the soaps except the ones with exfoliating ingredients would work fine. Here's a list of the ones he recommends. These are the soaps that have no exfoliating ingredients added. Now, here's the list of the soaps. You can go up to the website and check these out. We'll have a link to heavenscentsoaps.com where you can check these out. But these are the ones that are being recommended for shaving purposes, which they'll build a nice lather, is what I'm assuming here from this list. Almond, licorice, dark chocolate, gardenia, confetti, ripe raspberry, fresh cucumber, tea tree, white amber, honeysuckle, sandalwood, aloe and hemp seed oil. There's a note here, a tremendous shaving soap, packed full of skin moisturizers, also unscented, apple blossom, blackberry sage, caramel coffee, Masson soap, that's spelled M-A-S-N, Masson soap. In parentheses here they have pine tar, I believe it's a pine tar soap, vanilla, lily of the valley, and unscented. And as Tony added here in his email reply to Rodney, quote, I have a strong following. I've been doing this 23 years now and only use certified ingredients and only buy my oils from sustainable farms to ensure the preservation of the environment, unquote. So there you have it. Some nice soap and scent collections from heavenscentsoaps.com. If you're interested in trying them out, I believe a soap is only, well, let me take a look here. I believe it's only $6 for a puck of soap. And let me look at here, Heaven Sent Soaps. I'm going to click on it right now in real time as we're looking at this. Yeah, these are $6 for a puck of soap. They're all, some are round, some are rectangular, but they are $6 per soap puck. So if you're interested in trying them out, we'll have a link below, Heaven Sent Soaps, and really interested in seeing how they lather and what kind of protection they offer and that sort of thing. But sounds like another great option and a very affordable option if you're looking for something a little more affordable. And again, just realize that this list that I provided you, as Rodney points out, does not have any exfoliating ingredients in them. So a little better for building a lather and creating a lather for a really, really nice shave. So again, that's heavenscentsoaps.com. My thanks to Rodney Ripplinger for passing along all this really, really great information. Thanks again, Rodney. Really do appreciate it. And before I forget, I just want to wish a happy belated Canada Day to all our friends and listeners up north. Canada Day is observed on July 1st with fireworks, parades, barbecues, concerts, carnival fairs, picnics, that sort of thing. So a happy belated Canada Day to all our friends and listeners up north there in Canada. Okay, before I get out of here, I want to recommend a movie to you. Maybe where you're at, it's a rainy, gloomy day and you can't get out for picnics or fireworks or anything like that on this Independence Day weekend. Or perhaps the movie multiplexes are so jammed with crowds going to see Indy 5 or the new Mission Impossible movie, you can't really get in just yet. Although I think the Mission Impossible movie comes out next week. Well, whatever. Maybe you're inside and you need a nice diversion. Well, here's one for Independence Day, a fantastic movie. I loved it when I first saw it. I thought it was just a sleeper hit, and it became a huge box office hit, and it is National Treasure. What an absolutely fantastic movie starring Nicolas Cage. And as Wikipedia writes here, National Treasure is a 2004 American action-adventure heist film released by Walt Disney Pictures. It was written by Jim Kof and the Wilburleys, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, and directed by John Turteltaub. It's the first film in the National Treasure franchise and stars Nicolas Cage in the lead role, Harvey Keitel, Jon Voight, Diane Kruger, Sean Bean, Justin Bartha, and Christopher Plummer. In the film, Benjamin Franklin Gates, an historian, along with friend Riley Poole and archivist Abigail Chase, search for a massive lost Freemason treasure to which a map is hidden on the back of the Declaration of Independence. This was an absolutely fantastic, fun movie. I really, really enjoyed it. And again, it's one of these movies I didn't know anything about it, had no idea it was out there. Actually watched it and just loved it. It was just a great popcorn movie. And again, the Declaration of Independence is center stage in this movie. And really, that's kind of the MacGuffin of this whole story. It really is terrific. It's a lot of fun, and it's perfect for the 4th of July. So if for some reason you find yourself needing to take in a movie and you're at home and you got a nice big screen and a great sound system, check out National Treasure. If you've never seen it before, you're in for a real treat. I mean, it's really terrific, and it is so well produced. It is so engaging, and the story moves along at a really nice pace. It never lulls. It never drags, and it just has a really satisfying ending. So check it out, from 2004, National Treasure, starring Nicolas Cage, Harvey Keitel, Jon Voight, Diane Kruger, Sean Bean, Justin Bartha, and Christopher Plummer. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who contributed to today's show. And I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that second cup.